going on, everybody? Welcome to the Top 10 show on a new night. It is not a new show. We are still doing the Top 10, guys. Nothing changes. You still have some amazing, familiar faces making the way on the Top 10. We got Chris, Dr. Yo-Yo, joining us tonight. And, of course, we got Travis. So we'll go around the horn, say hi to the boys. Chris, how's it going, man?
Oh, man, what a slow, uneventful week. Nothing going on at all. Just, I kid. There's a lot going on, of course. And you know what? Real life is going to reflect this list that we have going on today. But I think that we can handle this. We're a bunch of very mature, well, we're adults.
Yeah, mature is a
we're professionals. I think we got it. But bottom line is that, we're going to talk comics, and that's why we're here. We're here to talk comics, and that's what I think we can focus on. But hey, Lando, this is your very first top 10 in the new format on the new night.
That's right, guys. We are kicking it off. It's a new schedule moving forward. So as you can see, Top 10 goes live every Monday night now at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We've got, of course, on Tuesday nights, a new show for you guys. That also goes live 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's a new Comic Book Day show where I'll be...
Who's hosting that, Lando?
I don't sleep. It's going to be me. Yep, I'll be hosting that. But, of course, you'll be seeing tons of different faces coming along, like Travis himself. Maybe we'll get Chris. I hope so. I'd like to reel him in, but he's a busy guy as well. And you'll find out in just a second why. Because Wednesday nights, Matt and John go live with Comics Covered, and they're going to be bringing you guys some new flavor as well over on the show. This week is a amazing first guest because we have David Nakayama who's going to be joining them, and I can't wait to see that interview, man. It's going to be so much fun. I love Nakayama's work, so I'd love to hear some of the stuff that he's thinking doing right now, especially now working over on Transformers. He's doing some Transformer stuff with issue 25, which is on FOC. You got a couple minutes, maybe. You could call your shop. But yeah, man, I'm excited about that. And of course, Thursday night, Laura, Marty, Gabe, Chris, they are back. They are back with the Shakers, and it's going to be awesome to see the old OGs. Lords of the Long Box, Thursday nights, guys. You cannot go wrong with that. So that's going to be fun, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. And I'm happy to be here. As far as my availability, I'm mostly going to be on the Thursday shows. But Lando, I'm going to swing in here and help you every Monday that I have available.
Appreciate you.
Do that for you. You're my boy. And I can't let Travis get all the love.
Yeah, no, we don't want him to take all of the love, that's for sure. But Travis, he takes the love, but he gives the love, and that's always important. And Travis is here tonight, of course. Travis, what's going on, bro?
First top 10, huh? That's just great. I'm so excited. Yeah, no, I'm super thrilled to be here with you guys on the new Cover Price schedule. This is exciting. It's fun to be a part of, and got a little bit of adjustment here, doing Mondays, and looking forward to being here every Monday and hanging out with everybody. So glad to be riding with my bros here. I feel like every Cover Price show I've done is with you two. So this is a comfortable environment for me. So this is great. But Chris is right. If you guys say anything else good about me, I won't be able to fit my head through the door. So
it's already taking up the screen, bro. Come on.
Like, look at this thing. Zoom out or something.
Oh, man. But yes, guys, look, like Chris was saying, it's been a very heavy week for a lot of people. And, with everything that's happened in the real world, it's transcended and made its way also into the comic space. Now, I know this is the new schedule, top 10, etc. And what a way to start it off, because the top 10 is a very interesting one, to say the least, for this week. So what we're going to do to slightly change it up for you guys, because look, I would love to share this with you. If you guys haven't checked out the Cover Price website yet, we'll share this with you, because the entire top 10 list, except for number 10, was taken over by Red Hood. Now, I know that majority of you are already aware of what has happened when it comes to Red Hood and obviously what's happened in the real world. Now, the entire list being of one book with multiple covers is something that, of course, we do want to let you guys know of. But we do not want to spend too much time speaking about this book over and over and over again. So, given that this is the state and the entire list for this week, we're going to touch on this very briefly for you guys, bring you guys some information related to the Red Hood book. But then from there, we're going to kick it off with the runners up. We're going to go all the way from 20 to 10 and talk about all of that. But to kick it off, provided that Red Hood takes up the spots from 9 to 1, we're going to run through this rather quickly. All right. So as you can see, multiple covers were available for this book. And it is, given the unfortunate events that transpired, there are a lot of great covers for this. And that I have to give credit to, man. You just that Del Oro is absolutely stunning. But we'll get into some of the details behind this. So to kick it off, Chris, take it away.
All right. So I want to remind everybody who's in the chat and everybody who's watching the rewind and maybe leaving comments down below that our goal here is just to be respectful to each other and to everybody in the chat. And you can say whatever you want, honestly. I mean, I serve this country. I'm a veteran. I believe in free speech, and that's one of the core tenets that I served for in order to protect. But when you cross that line into celebrating violence, that's not the right idea, and it doesn't solve problems. It just encourages more violence. So when we look at what happened, I'm just going to put a very small pin in what happened. The writer for Red Hood, who has already been on record with saying inflammatory things and has gotten in trouble with their publishers before, said a controversial thing as it related to Charlie Kirk's. I mean, let's call it what it is. He was murdered live in front of a crowd and streaming online. Where you fall on that spectrum of politics doesn't matter really for this conversation. This conversation is really about behavior economics, right? So let's just take a look at what's happening here. We have a book that DC was doing the full press with this. You have all these amazing artists. You have Jim Lee, you have Nakayama, you have just these beautiful covers. You got foil variants, you got ratios, and basically the same time that it was coming out and hitting the shelves, you had the writer for the series say something that caused DC to pull the plug on the entire series. After one issue, right? So they pulled digital, they killed the future versions, they killed the future runs of all the future issues. This storyline is done, it's not going anywhere, and they've refunded the money back to the retailers.
Exactly. Now, before we go any further on speaking about it, I do want to bring up a few points, guys, just so that you're aware, because when it comes to cover price in the top 10, I highly appreciate the fact that, regardless of the situation, the facts are still there, because the top 10 is not curated. It's purely data driven. Okay. Right. So that's just how it works. And of course, this is reflecting the sales data from the previous week. So obviously on the aftermarket, this got a lot of attention, and there were copies moving. It's not a what to buy list that we're putting out here for you guys. It's mostly just this is what's selling, so here's all of your data. But Cover Price is clearly committed to transparency, accuracy, and of course, a deep love for this industry. And so it only felt right to give you guys the facts, the truth behind what is happening on the aftermarket. But of course, it is a very touchy subject. Now
1 through 9, just from the data, represents over 1,000 sales.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we need to focus on. All right. So what's the behavior economics of this, right? We have a ban to book effect. You have scarcity because people are throwing them away. People are burning them. People are returning them to the publisher. And this is in the news. If you read any comic book forum or news website what's going on with the writer and DC. It's getting all this attention right now because Red Hood was going to be a premium launch title, and now it's not, right? So what are the behavior economics about these 9 covers, some of which are absolutely gorgeous covers that are now hitting the aftermarket and seeing 10x, 12x, 15x cover price. You're seeing, Cover A sell for $50, $60 online. I'm not telling you guys to go buy that. I don't want you to get that opinion. We're reporting the top 10 books throughout the week, and these 9 covers for this book represents 90% of that top 10 list.
Yeah, exactly. Now, just some more information to bring to you guys regarding this, because the number of copies that were tracked, that were sold, are some of the highest numbers that we've ever seen, and that being over 1,122 tracked sales across all covers, and that is excluding bulk sales, and because there were bulk sales that took place as well. You had 500 plus sales for cover A alone, and this is the highest trending comic that CovrPrice has ever seen in the aftermarket. Over 1,000 copies are currently listed over on eBay, and that is something very important to factor. Will supply overwhelm demand? I highly think so, guys. Controversy that surrounds books as such normally don't last. They don't have longevity, in my opinion, and we've seen this many times in the past. I could bring up multiple books for that, but that would be an entire topic for another day because it would take a lot of time. But market comparisons, to give you an idea, you have Batman Damned covers A and B from 2018, and those had a tracking of like 746 sales in the week of its release. Now we'll take example Spider-Man Spider-Man 7. I don't know if you guys remember first Spider-Boy, right? 432 tracked sales for that book back when the hype was there, right? So to give you an idea of the scale of volume right now, the amount of movement on the aftermarket is just insanity. So I've heard a lot of things from different people, whether it be comic collectors or even non-comic collectors, because what happened in the world at this event, this tragic event that took place, you've got the emotional attachment as well, right? The person who is not even a comic book fan might want to pick this up because of everything. There's a lot of news coverage as well when it comes to this, and the cancellation based on Gretchen Felker Martin, right? Because of that cancellation, you have 38 distinct articles, pages, like whether it be CBR, the Daily Beast, the Wrap, Wired, Bleeding Cool. There's many articles that are covering this. So in my opinion, that is just giving a lot more attention to the book, right? So it's out there for everybody to see. There's numerous social media posts as well.
Just one quick pause, Lando, because I'm watching the chat go by. I want to assure everybody that we still have a top 10 list. We're just going to go number 11 through 20. Okay?
Exactly.
So we're going to talk about the 11 through 20, but it's important that we talk about this. And you're right, Lando. This is about a perception that the market has on this book and the controversy around it. Buyers are going to rush in. They don't want to miss this book. They're probably going to regret it because, like you said, controversy books like this don't tend to hold their value very often. I'm a dirty flipper, and I wouldn't flip this book. It just feels wrong to try to capitalize on this, and it almost feels like I'm rewarding somebody if I were to do that. But that's a personal opinion. The market, the behavior economics around it, that's really what drives these 9 spots. People are buying this because they either like the cover and they want to support the artists, or maybe they want to support the writer, or maybe they just want to capture that moment in time.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, there's the emotional attachment. Your emotions take over, and people want to scoop this up. There's obviously some FOMO happening as well. People believing in possible scarcity because of the recall, etc. So there's multiple reasons as to why this has gotten the attention it has. But with the event that unfolded, and the cancellation by DC, etc., this got everybody looking for a copy, scooping it up, and you could see on the aftermarket why it's gotten the attention it's gotten, with all the points that we brought up. So just to pretty much wrap it up when it comes to this, you guys, I think we can all agree, we see that the entire list is covered by that, being the Red Hood. And of course, as readers, lots of us were excited to see Red Hood making its return, and unfortunately this event kind of ruins that for everyone. So if Red Hood were to make his way back, we would hope it would be in the near future under a new writer. But yeah,
I think that it's important to separate the writer and the character, right?
Of course.
The writer's name, it's complicated. It's three names. Gretchen, I'll just go with that. But Gretchen is not Red Hood. Red Hood is not Gretchen. The two are separate. DC has decided they don't want to do with the writer anymore. That's their decision as a brand. That's their right to do it, and it's a consequence of that person's words. And that's really all it comes down to. Yes, you can say what you want. We have free speech. We are, in the majority of our viewers are in America, where we have free speech. Sorry, Orlando, you can't talk bad about maple syrup. I understand that's really
don't you dare.
But in all seriousness, that doesn't free you from the consequences or the results or the reaction, right? Yep. And so the cancellation was a result. It's a reaction to this person's words. But the character and the writer do not represent each other.
Yep, exactly.
And I think that DC could, if I were DC, if I were in the executive board shoes in DC, I would release this with no word bubbles, no dialogue, just the interior art, no story. Have it be like the silent edition of G.I. Joe. Yeah. Just keep the covers, keep the interior art, release it as that, have all of these variants and stuff like that.
Yep.
And that way people can celebrate the character and the art without having to worry about the writer.
Yeah. Now, Chris, just to sum it up, so we can get on with the actual list, CovrPrice bringing up a great point, and something that we mentioned briefly earlier is that it's important to note that here are a ton of copies listed. There's really a lot of copies that are over on eBay and available for everybody. I believe it was over 1,000 listings for this, and it's unsustainable for price holds. Economics will come into play. Can demand keep up with supply? And I think that the amount of supply that is out there, before you know it, people are going to be undercutting each other for this book, and this is only going to come down. So please, if you do believe, I will never tell anybody what to buy and what not to buy, but just be cautious when it comes to this book. And I think it's pretty much everything that we need to say about this book has been said. There's nothing more to add to this. There's a lot more other books though that we can talk about, which I would love to talk about. So Travis, are you ready to do that?
Let's get it going.
Chris, anything else you want to add before we move on, sir?
Just everybody take a deep breath, do some box breathing here. We're good. Okay. I'm just going to encourage everybody who's in the chat and who's going to leave comments down below that when people buy something that's controversial, they're buying a cultural moment. It doesn't mean that they support either side of what's happening. And like we have said a couple times now, just a foot stomp, just a baseline. Right now, there are thousands of sellers trying to move this book, and
which is ironic because I thought
slowing down
the copies back, but yeah,
it's slowing down. It's slowing down. So, we're never going to tell you what to buy, but these top 10 lists tell you what has sold. You shouldn't be buying based off of this top 10 list.
Exactly, at all times. So with that being said, I know normally we have a nice little slide for you guys, but I just want to remind you all that the top 10, well, that was pretty much most of the top 10, but we're going to bring you guys the runner-up because considering, of course, the list being taken over by Red Hood, we're going to cover some other books and bring you guys some information, some fun stuff, and what should have been technically the top 10 had Red Hood not had all this attention, because realistically, I mean, let's erase what happened in the real world. I don't think anybody was going to be talking about Red Hood on the top 10 outside of maybe the Jim Lee cover. So with that,
one thing, Lando, before we get to the top 10, I do want to mention that number 10 on that list was.
we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it.
Oh, is that on there? Okay, great.
Yeah, we're going to get to it.
Good.
So, like I said, normally we have a nice slide to segue our way right into this, but the top 10, I just want to remind everybody, is not curated, and it's purely data-driven. This is all the books that we're selling on the aftermarket. We're looking at trends. We're looking at the amounts that these books have sold for on the aftermarket. So to kick it off, let's see what we got at number 20 on the runners-up. We have Immortal Legend Batman number 1. This is the Matt Taylor variant, which is a 1 in 25. What a stunning cover. I absolutely love this cover. Wish I picked it up, but I didn't. But it's okay. I got myself the cover A. Now, the 1 in 25 had a high sale. Raw for $65. The number of copies that were tracked within the week was 14. Now, what are the reasons for this trend? Well, hype has kind of cooled off slightly from last week, but the aftermarket activity still continues. Collectors are responding well to this miniseries Batman title. Features a cosmic Batman with a Kamen Rider style cover. Matt Taylor's 1 in 25 variant delivered exactly what collectors were looking for. And I gotta agree, because, you know, I picked up this book. I really enjoyed this for the first read. It was great. I'm a big fan of Kyle Higgins. If you guys are familiar with Kyle Higgins, especially on some of the work that he's done, if you like Power Rangers stuff, man, you got a mix here of Batman, Power Rangers. It was very interesting to see towards the end of the book when you got like Batman, Robin, Nightwing in very Power Ranger-esque costumes. So yeah, man, I really liked it, man. And Dan Mora, do I need to say more with Dan Mora being here? Oh yeah,
he doesn't miss. He never misses. Dan Mora is always on point. This is such a cool book, and I did want to echo. Yeah, it does look like things have been cooling off a little bit, but this is definitely one of those variants that, you know, I kick myself for not getting to. You know, I grabbed the cover A as well, and it was a great book. It was a great rod, and you know, I didn't see this at my LCS. Had I saw it, it would have been game over. And yeah, I'm sort of kicking myself here.
This is a gorgeous cover. You know, I saw Immortal Legend Batman. I kind of skimmed it a little bit, saw Cosmic Batman, laughed, chuckled a little bit, put it back on the shelf, and then walked away. I wish I had seen this cover. I probably would have gotten it, but I would have been buying it just for the cover. I don't know. Is there enough market room for an Immortal Legend Batman in addition to all the other Batmen that we have going on?
Hey, man, with the first read, I'm all for it. I will tell you, there's definitely room in my heart for this because I really enjoyed it. Guys, at number 20 on the runner-up list this week, we have Immortal Legend Batman number 1, the Matt Taylor variant, which is a 1 in 25 ratio. Stunning cover, man. Love this. But let's see what we got next. Travis, you tell us. What is this?
This is Batman number 1, the Jim Lee blind bag alternate foil, 1 in 500. This is killer. It is absolutely killer. Everybody knows Jim Lee is celebrated for his iconic Batman covers, and most of those have defined the character for collectors. And this gold foil blind bag variant is sort of positioned as the chase cover for these blind bags for Batman number 1, which I missed. I didn't get a single one of these, by the way, and still really frustrated about that.
I still gotta pick mine up, dude.
Okay, so there's a couple. There needs to be a couple coming stateside, big guy. But yeah, so collectors did show up strong for this high ratio Jim Lee cover. The high raw sell for this book, guys, $560. Holy moly. That's a huge sell. Still, it's a 1 in 500. It's Jim Lee. Shouldn't be all that crazy of a shock, but still have a 7-day growth trend of 1%. So this is a awesome cover. This is the kind of cover I'd put up on the wall just to show off, because this is absolutely picture perfect Jim Lee for me. I love this cover. What about you guys?
Yeah, this is gorgeous. And I actually saw this on Whatnot selling for $800.
Holy moly.
So I know that we have the data from eBay, but whatnot is something to consider as well. And the bids just kept on going. It just kept on going, and I was shocked because they were breaking the bag and then selling what was inside. They weren't doing it the other way around. And when this got pulled, it went up to $800. I couldn't believe it, but I mean, it's gorgeous. I got 5 blind bags coming to me in the mail. I pre-ordered them from my local comic book store, Third Eye Comics, and man, it'd be great to get one of these inside. I don't know if I could bring myself to sell it, even though I'm a dirty flipper.
That you are, but one thing I have to say is yes, everybody was on the hunt for this, so hoping to hit one of these in the blind bags, etc. And the 1 in 500 is great, but again, I can't stress it enough, man. The read itself was just amazing. I was kind of bitter after Zdarsky left Batman. I'll be honest, because I really like Zdarsky on Batman, but this was just amazing. It was a great start. I like you know what? A lot of people, when they saw this new Batman series, were kind of commenting related to the logo, the Batman logo, the new take on the costume, etc. Man, it didn't even hit me at any point as I was reading this. The story was just so good that I didn't even pay attention to that until I saw Robin pop up at the end, and I'm like, oh, okay, I like this costume, dude. I like where we're going with this. So yeah, man, really awesome book. The blind bag craze and the early pack openings. That's
gonna keep going. It's just gonna keep going.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I just have to sidetrack it here for a second. Are you guys? Let me just get your preference here. Are you I want to bid on the bag and send me the thing unopened, or do you want them to open it on air and then you bid on it? Like
no. Send it to me, bag.
Well, I'm a fan of pre-ordering it from my local comic book store to support them and not buying it on Whatnot. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I do, dude. I pre-ordered all my copies, and I want to open it in my home, and just be happy, get that rush that everybody gets when they do that, right? So, yeah.
Yep.
But anyways, guys, Batman #1 coming in at number 19 on the runners-up. This, of course, being the Jim Lee blind bag alternate foil, which was a 1 in 500. But stick around, guys. If you like Batman, look what we got next. Chris, what is this?
Yeah, we got a bunch of Batmans on this list. This is the Stanley Art Germ variant. We had high sales of around $20. We're already seeing some graded copies sell in the low 60s, and Art Germ, do I really need to say more than that? This is a very popular artist, very beloved by the community, has his own community of collectors, and this is just a beautiful variant of the same book that we're going to see pop up a few times on this list. Yeah, this isn't like a super small ratioed variant that are in the blind bags. I believe that this has the same kind of release as the primary A, B, and C covers, but it's Stanley Art Germ, Stanley Art Germ Lau, and people love his work, and you can see why.
Yeah. Travis.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite Art Germ covers ever. I'm not even kidding. I saw this, and of all of the amazing Art Germ covers out there, like this one has jumped out to me. I bought it immediately. I bought it after it had been opened. like it was one of those, I wanted it once I saw it. I was like, I have to have it. And so yeah, as I didn't get the fun of cracking a blind bag open and pulling this one out, so I did buy it on its own. But man, it's just incredible, and yeah, I don't know what else to say, man. This is it's my favorite. I love it. It's going up on the wall.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome, man. Art Germ absolutely crushed it on this cover. I love it. I know that you said that you got this already opened,
yeah,
right? But I mean, if you wanted to avoid that type of delay, that wait, that rush, that I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna buy it anyways. This was available as a non-foil. Just want to put it out there, guys. Just want to put it out there. So yeah, blind bags had the foil.
Boo non-foils, boo.
Boo the non-foils, guys. At number 18, we have Batman #1, the Stanley Art Germ blind bag foil with a pretty impressive sale. All right, let's see what we got next on the runners-up list. We're going with the thong cover. That's right, guys. Uncanny X-Men 266. I love
the thong.
Yep.
So yeah, everybody's very, very, very aware of this cover. But we did see a high raw sale of this book this week for $244 in a near mint plus value. The highest graded sale was $635 in CGC 9.8. We tracked 14 total sales here. Look, fans love Gambit. He's cool. He's the man. Everybody loves him. And I can't. I'm sure there were some people out there who didn't love Channing Tatum. I did. I have not met that person yet. Everybody that I've talked to that has seen Channing Tatum as Gambit absolutely loved it. They just had nothing but positive things to say. He is set to come back and reprise that role again, and there has been some talk about a battle with Doom. So there's a little Gambit hype going on right now, and who could argue that? But yeah, just a fantastic classic thongy cover that I think we can all get down with.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He's got an 8-pack that goes all the way down.
Yeah, man. Dude, you can't go wrong with this. I know it's debatable if it's his first appearance or not. Everybody refers to the annual as well, and that debate is just one of those. But yeah, man. Chris, what do you think of this book?
I mean, hey, if you are a fan of Gambit, this is the book to get because it's the first cover. I personally think that the annual first appearance, and that should count as the first appearance. But if you're collecting first cover, this is it. This is it. And never forget that the beloved Gambit once had a costume that looked like a purple tiger.
Oh yeah.
Was this a pre-Magic Mike reference? Did they always know Channing Tatum was born to play Gambit? Like, is that where we're going with this?
Probably, but I do know he's gonna make a name for himself.
Channing Tatum even born in 1990?
To be honest, I have no idea.
Yeah, but anyways, guys, at number 17 on the runner-up list this week, we have the Uncanny X-Men 266 in a direct edition. Now, Chris, this one, again, I'm not shocked to see it on the list, but I got some things I want to say about this. What do we have next?
Hey, it's Spawn number 9. Okay, so for those of you who aren't tracking, this is the first appearance of Angela, who bounced back and forth between a couple different comic properties before landing in Marvel as a secret Asgardian. But Spawn number 9 is where the character was introduced way back in 1993. And we have 22 sales on the aftermarket over a 7-day trend, which is pretty good. Why is this popping off? Marvel Rivals. So Angela was introduced to Marvel Rivals, and to be honest, when I saw that, I went ahead and reinstalled Marvel Rivals, played it for about 3 rounds, and then uninstalled it again because I don't like those types of games. It just wasn't doing it for me. Too much going on. Just couldn't keep track of everything that was happening. So it's a shame too, because it's a beautiful looking game, and I really like Marvel, but I just can't play it. Can't play the game. Can't do it.
So this is one of only two.
So look, Go ahead, buddy.
Go ahead, buddy. You're the one. You probably had a better point than me. Go for it.
No, I don't. I was gonna say, like, okay, I'm excited that they brought Angela into Marvel Rivals and it's getting some attention. But on the side of Marvel, man, like introducing Angela as Thor's sister, dude, I was really excited, man, that Angela was gonna make, a splash. I thought it was she was gonna make a splash within Marvel, man. You know, having her in the Guardians of the Galaxy, etc. Dude, the hype was there immediately once she made her way over to Marvel. But then after that, man, it kind of died rather quickly, man. It's like Angela was just not used after that. So I feel like the character in comics is like kind of in limbo. You know what I mean? It's like, what are they gonna do with Angela afterwards? And I hope we see some more Angela soon.
I agree. I really agree. What I was gonna say was that this is one of only 2 Spawn books I own. I don't actually collect Spawn, but I have obviously a number 1 just like everybody else, and a number 9. So these are one of the 2. But yeah, Angela. I also, the reason I bought Spawn number 9 was because they brought Angela into Marvel, and I think it was Age of Ultron 10 or something like that was that first cameo.
Yep.
And I was like, oh man, this is cool. This is a new character. Let me check it out. And then I obviously read the whole backstory. I didn't really know the backstory about Angela at that time, and yeah, so it was kind of cool to kind of get there kind of backwards. Like, I kind of fell into being interested in Angela at Marvel first, and I'm with you. Like, I really wanted to see more kind of investment in the character. I'm glad that they're bringing her to Rivals. I hope they continue to use her. But Chris is right. Rivals is cool, but I'm not very good at those games, and that doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'll play League of Legends and enjoy it, but it's that first person perspective in that kind of game where you respond back at your. I can't do it.
Marvel Rivals is fun. It's fun, but yes,
fun.
I would happily remove it because it takes up a lot of gigs on my PlayStation, and we're in video game season, man. I call this video game season because there's an onslaught of amazing games that are coming out. But guys, at number 16, we had Spawn issue 9 with a high sale of $8 for a new
Lando.
book. Yeah.
One quick thing, I think it would be wise to look at the characters that are coming up in Marvel Rivals, because every time they introduce a new character to Marvel Rivals, even if they do like a special costume for them, looking at you, Invisible Woman, the books pop, right? So let's take a page from TiVo, let's read the tea leaves, let's see who's coming in the Marvel Rivals game, and prepare yourself to sell those books in the aftermarket. This book with the all-white cover, almost every copy that I've seen has a dingy spine, because there's something about the Image comics during this time that the white covers really picked up the dirt from the other books that they were sandwiched in between. I happen to have a 9.8. I'm holding on to it, hoping that Angela makes an appearance in the MCU, where when that gets announced, I will be selling, because I have no emotional tie to this character at all.
Yep.
Hey, we got a super chat.
I'm getting to that, but yes, we did track 22 copies sold for this one, and a high graded sale of $100 for CGC 98. Now, yes, you said we have a super chat from JSS Brooklyn, so thank you for this amazing $5, man. Every bit helps, of course, and now, I'm the host of the show, so I got to make sure that we pay the man.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
That's right. The boys are going to get this. There you go. We're going to split it between them. So thank you so much.
I'll pay for half a McRib.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, you guys can share it, just.
You want to? Hey, Travis, you want a Lady and a Tramp a McRib with me?
That's the first thing I thought of. Really.
There you go.
We'll do a whole setup. It'll be perfect. Yeah. Cover price special coming at you.
All right, I don't even want to picture this, guys. Let's move on to the next book, because at number 15, what do we have here?
Don't lie.
We have Tama number 2, the Tony Fleeks video game homage variant. What video game homage is this? It's a 1 in 10. It's a 1 in 10 variant. I'm just from Panic Entertainment from this year, actually, this month. So obviously, we've seen this one pop up a little bit. Been an extremely popular cover for obvious reasons, especially because of the video game it's referencing, which is Pokemon it never dies. It's always, always, always relevant. High raw sale, $35 for a near mint copy, 6 copies total tracked, and nostalgia strong, especially with millennials. I have no idea what they're talking about. I definitely did not buy all of these Time magazine Pokemon covers that I see in my grocery store every day. And this one paid tribute to that era when most fans first experienced the virtual pets. We've got the really cool old school Game Boy Color design. We've got a nice little acid version. Everybody's used to the green version, the emerald version, the red version, whatever. And it's picking up steam a little bit. Collectors are really digging this book. You honestly, you just can't miss when you go for the nostalgia play sometimes if you do it right. And I think there's no doubt the team over here did it right.
All right. Lando, we got another super chat.
Oh my God. Yep.
JSS, you bought something. Lando, bring me up on camera.
Hold on. Yep. We're going to put Chris on camera because look what we've got here. You give us super chat as such, you get a free show, but not that kind of show. Here you go. This guy's not.
There you go, JSS. That's for you. Thank you very much.
You're a star. You're a star.
You're a star. We appreciate it. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I don't drink beer, but thank you so much. And that's
Chris. We can split 3 McRibs now.
Yeah,
there you go. There you go.
We can tie them together, and then we can really do the Lady and the Tramp thing, and get our beards mixed up.
That's right.
And before you know it, they'll be ending the night like this.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Hold on.
Cannonball!
That's what they will be
Iconic.
ending their night on.
Listen, as long as it doesn't end up like Peacemaker season 2 episode 2, I'm fine.
Oh Jesus, yeah. Let's not get into that. But anyways,
Oh boy.
back to Tama very quickly. So yeah, I'm happy Travis brought up the nostalgia because yes, this does cover, it pays an homage to the original Pokemon Game Boy games, and on Game Boy Color, dude, I played the hell out of Pokemon Yellow, Red, Blue, you name it. Dude, this definitely takes me back. Now, last night I was actually talking about a Tama book, and I hadn't read it. I hadn't read Tama, and after the show, I was like, man, I gotta see what this buzz is about. Let me tell you, it is wild. I opened this book. You don't gotta catch them all. You gotta kill them all. Apparently, the Pokemon Tama. Well, it's not a Pokemon. The character Tama. It's very Pokemon-esque, right? Like you can see obviously that there's the connection there. It's very inspired by Pokemon, and it got crazy real fast. Like, dude, the book out the gate had me like, whoa, what is going on? So yeah, I'm gonna continue to read it, but it's pretty strange. I will be honest.
Yeah, this is interesting. What would happen if your Game Boy and the most popular game on the Game Boy got possessed by demons, and so all those little virtual pets came to the real world and started eating your face. This is really weird. I have a couple Tama. I think I have one of the second print homages to Pokemon, but you're probably going to see this continue to happen as the series goes on. So what did this sell for? High sale of $35, right? 6 copies sold on the aftermarket over a 7-day trend. So that's 3 times the ratio. You're probably paying $15 for this at your LCS if you can get it.
Yeah, and if you guys read the books, you're gonna see at the end of the book they always reveal like a cover or two of the upcoming ratios as well. And I got to tell you, some of the other ones that are up and coming are pretty cool, man. There's like this ice version that we were talking about last night that was on FOC, and there's another one as well for issue 4. So pretty cool. They're doing this all the way, I think, for 6 issues. So keep an eye out on those. If you could lock them in with your shops prior, it's not a bad idea. So at number 15. Tama number 2, the Tony Fleeks video game homage, which is a 1 in 10. I hope you guys didn't miss Batman too much. If that's the case, we got you covered.
Yeah, hey, we got another Batman blind bag foil foil issue, but this one is the error edition. That's right. You too can own another variant of a variant by getting the misspelled back Julian Patino Tedesco variant of this. So, what is the error here? I know it's a misspelling, but what is it that's misspelled on the back of this? Do you know?
I have no idea. I hope it says like Bamtan or something like that. That'd be awesome.
Bamtan instead of Batman.
We're going to play Bantam.
Bamnat. This is available in the blind bags. We don't really need to visit over why this is popular. Because everybody knows that the blind bag foils are very desirable right now, but this is a variant of a variant, so maybe this is something to keep an eye on.
So they misspelled issue, guys, and it's funny because David Lepage in the chat is saying that he literally pulled these like 10 minutes ago. He's like, look, I just pulled 2 of these like 10 minutes ago, so that's pretty funny.
Which one's going to be harder to find? The one where they spell issue correctly or the one where issue is misspelled?
That's a good question. I'm just still, bemoaning the fact that we can't get Bamtan or something really great. Like
I would have preferred Bantam.
I love this cover. It's great. I didn't realize this was an error book. And this is cool. It's not, like you said, Chris, not really hard to see why people are flocking to this book. Error books are always popular. Does anybody have a favorite error book? Mine is I've got an X-Men book where they accidentally printed an issue of Spider-Man on the inside of it, and I just absolutely love it. I just love how ridiculous it is to open a book and it not be that book.
I got an old Batman book where the cover is duplicated, so it's got 2 covers.
Well, 2 covers, double covers is pretty cool.
Double covers is pretty cool. Cool. But as far as like a printing error, I think the Fatal Attraction, Magneto rips out Wolverine's adamantium, right? There's a version of that where the hollow card that's on the cover, it's blue instead of green. And I've got that.
Oh, that's
probably
cool.
my favorite error.
Yeah, I dig error books, so this is going to be one I'll probably try to grab.
And you're not alone. A lot of people specifically go out and seek error books.
Yeah, I never cared about them until I came across that one, and I was like, oh, I have to have them all now.
Yeah, I can't remember. Was it Eat the Rich that had a second print error, the pink? I remember that one, man. This was an indie book that came out just a couple years back. I can't remember exactly what year, but I remember that one, man. People were going crazy for that, and it died out real quick. I know that there was some weird error on it. I can't remember what it was. I think it was a number 1 or something, not being a number 1, but a lot of people were seeking that one out as well. But do I have a favorite? It's hard to pinpoint which one would be my favorite. But yeah, it seems that people are really liking this Bantam number 1 because you got the Julian Tedesco blind bag foil error misspelling on the back, and the misspell is issue. It's not Batman, unfortunately. And yeah, pretty cool to see that this exists out there in the wild. But anyways, what do we got up next?
Up next, we have Murder Podcast number 1. I'm sure everybody knows someone who loves a good murder podcast. This is the, Hebreo Lurchi variant. It's a 1 in 5 variant. We got a high raw sale, $10 for a near mint copy. 17 total copies tracked. We had had a growth trend of about 15%. This is the first release from the brand new publisher Ignition Press, so this is exciting. We got a new publisher. That's always fun to have a new player in the game. And the premise combines murder and podcasts, making for kind of an attention-grabbing debut. It seems that collectors were pretty drawn to this Lurchi variant, and I can see why. This is a really, really, really cool variant. Jeremy Hahn on writing duties and Mike Tisserand on the art duties. Low print runs are pretty common with new publishers, so we're going to see this ratio kind of be a little bit harder to find than your normal 1 in 5. I know most people would say, oh, 1 in 5, cool. But we do have low print runs new publisher, first book, these books are going to be a little bit tougher to find than your typical kind of 1 in 5. So, 17 copies sold. I love this cover. This is really cool. I didn't know about this book, and this is one that, if I come across it, I'm definitely going to grab this one. This is a really cool cover, and who doesn't love a new publisher and a new book?
Yeah. I haven't seen this 1 in 5, and I did pre-order the cover A for Murder Podcast, and I definitely look forward to reading it. I haven't had the opportunity, but people that I've spoken to that have read it seems the reviews are pretty mixed. To be honest with you, I've had some that said it was whatever, and then I had a lot of people that were saying that they really enjoyed it. But yeah, this cover is just wicked. Like, this is wild.
I hadn't even heard about this. Didn't see it on at my LCS, nor did I see it on my pre-order list, but I don't know if this is something that would have jumped out at me, to be honest. I don't know. It's kind of something about this cover just doesn't do it for me.
Is it too Shao Kahn for you?
It does look like Shao Kahn.
I mean,
Now it makes me want this.
It kind of looks like it belongs in like the King Conan era,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just
a book titled Murder Podcast would not have typically been like one that I jump out and grab. The real push for me is that, hey, new publisher, why not? First book, let's do it. Let's grab it. Let's support them, and check it out. But otherwise, a book titled Murder Podcast would probably be, it's not going to grab me as a reader that often. Might grab my wife though. She's into that kind of stuff. She'd probably grab it off the shelf.
Yeah, she's got you filling long boxes if something is killing the children. But and shout out to your wife. She's awesome for that. But I see the chat mentioning the Ashcan, and yeah, that is something that is out there as well, man. I went to my comic shop. And I had seen they had the Ashcan, and for some reason I passed on it like a big dummy. But they had it at like $4, which seems to be more or less what it's going for on the aftermarket. That's me speaking Canadian, because yes, I live in Canada. But yeah, at $4 Canadian, it's chump change for you guys. It's half a McRib, right? So I don't know. It seems to be, again, the same thing on the aftermarket right now, but we'll see. Will it gain some traction? Who knows? I know, I don't know about what's happening in this book, so I definitely look forward to giving it a read. And yeah, man, I will keep an eye out to see if my shop still has that Ashcan. But some people on the aftermarket would much rather pick up Murder Podcast #1, the Ibrahel Lurky variant 1 in 5, and that came in at number 13. Chris?
Just one note on this one, that there are still copies available on the Bay for about $10 right now. So if you want this and you didn't get a chance to get it, then you can get it on the Bay for about $10. They have all the other covers too. I kind of like the red protective earplug cover myself. But now that I look at cover A on this, I do recognize this from my FOC list. It just wasn't something that jumped out at me.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I really like it. Now I'm going to think of Shao Kahn thanks to Travis, so thank you for that.
Pope Shao Kahn, that's what I'm getting right now.
Yeah. But Chris, what do we got next?
So we talked about the blind bag variants, right? How about the blind bag itself? Well, not just the plastic poly bag. That'd be silly. But a sealed blind bag, what are we talking about? People buy these things so that they can get their chance at that gold Jim Lee, or maybe they want, one of the other books that we've already talked about, or maybe they want the Error. But $20 can get you one of these blind bags. And there's a lot selling on the aftermarket right now. There's a lot listed right now, but the average price is about $20. So we see, the thing to talk about here though is the craze that is blind bags, right? I think this is the opportunity to talk about that, because we saw it a couple years ago on Whatnot, and then we saw it again on Whatnot, and now we're slowly starting to see it infiltrate both Marvel and DC. We saw it with Image last year with Battle Beast. Blind bags are a thing going forward. There's definitely a culture that is around, trading cards, which is traditionally where you see packs being used. But anything that is a blind box or a blind bag, there's usually, a culture around. I don't even want to get into the Labubu craze that's going on right now.
No.
Blind boxes, but this is kind of part of that thing. It's a little bit gambling, it's a little bit collecting, and it's a little bit hype, really.
Yeah.
I dig it. I'm in it. I'm in on it. It's like, I'm not in on every blind bag, obviously, but everybody has the well, if you've ever gotten into the trading card thing, obviously there's a little bit of a draw here automatically if you're into comics as well. So yeah, I got several of the Battle Beast ones and had a good time with it, and yeah, I mean, I don't see myself chasing variants, or going crazy with it, but man, it does. You do still have that same kind of like, oh snap, what am I gonna get? What am I gonna get? That feeling. So yeah, it's definitely a trend right now, and it's once the big two have started to incorporate it as well, you're gonna see it catch on even
as long
more.
as they use it sparingly, I think it'll be okay. If we start seeing new blind bags every week, then I think we have a problem.
I agree. I think if you do it event wise, like we have Batman #1 or the Battle Beast #1. If it's a big event kind of thing, or a big notable release from one of these publishers, I think it's a cool thing. I think releasing non-blind bag variants is also a good move. I just think that it's to give people the option of not having to buy the blind bag if they don't want to do that, or if they just want the cover A's. I'm usually a cover A guy. I don't do a ton of variants unless they jump out at me. So, but yeah, I the craze is here. It's definitely a part of the comic world now, and I dig it. I dig it in doses, kind of like you said.
Yeah.
It is here to stay, as you said, man. There's a lot of blind bags up and coming. I know New York Comic Con, you've got several that are going to be available as well. Now, speaking outside of the cons, though, it does continue with Marvel. Marvel actually has the Ultimate Endgame stuff that's coming at the end of year. It's literally dropping on New Year's Eve, if you guys weren't aware. And they've already advised all retailers to not open these packs prior to the 31st of December, or consequences may follow. Now,
people are going to be opening them live on camera.
Exactly. We'll see if people do follow, but if not be the case, there's a lot of cool things, man. I know it's not really considered a blind bag. I might be giving you guys a little bit of a spoiler to what we may speak about tomorrow for New Comic Book Day, but Void Rivals and Transformers, I don't know if you guys remember, they actually came out with like a sound chip edition of their issues for issues #1, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, those are polybagged as well, man. They're bagged, and yeah, it's a heavy price tag, $19.99 for it. But when you pull out the book, man, and you open the first page, you hear the Autobots sound, you'll hear the Decepticons and all that. The covers are cool. So gimmicks are here, is what I'm saying, man.
It's like those birthday cards that my kids get me. That
every day, bro, you're gonna read a comic, it's gonna feel like your birthday. Come on, yeah, that's amazing.
Oh man,
it's amazing.
The last one that my kids got me, you turned it on and there was no off switch. I had to take it apart to turn it off.
The ones I hate the most are the ones that sing stupid songs that you don't want to hear, like at all. It's just
so. While we're talking about blind bags, the next big blind bag thing coming up is definitely the Mark Spears Halloween blind bags. I will recommend if you're a Mark Spears fan, if you're a Halloween fan, if you're both, pre-order them from your comic book store. They should have a ton of them. I think that my local comic shop gave me the option to buy 30 bags for $30.
Wow.
I went ahead and said yes.
I was about to say.
So I mean, that's like it's
a
buck a bag. I mean, yeah, okay. But get those. You can get them from your LCS. If you can get them from the LCS and avoid the secondary market, so you don't have to pay the elevated prices from the dirty flippers like myself.
Yep, exactly. Well, at number 12, guys, Batman #1, the blind as a bat blind bag with the comic inside. Yes, you're not buying just the bag, so just putting that out there. But what do we have now for Shaker 11, Travis?
All right, number 11 on our top 10 is X-Men of Apocalypse Alpha number 1, the Joe Madureira? Oh boy. Virgin variant, 1 in 50 variant here. We are finally going back to the Age of Apocalypse, which spawned 8 separate titles. Everybody that was reading comic books when that was going on, you remember it. You just remember Age of Apocalypse is one of those events. Cool version of Wolverine we got here, which we also saw in Deadpool and Wolverine, and this is the return of Joe Madureira to the X-Men universe. So, so yeah, so great Joe Mad cover, love it. And just an epic crossover. We tracked 23 total copies sold with a high raw sale of $71 for a near mint. This is a fairly new book. That's a big number but it is a 1 in 50. So yeah, this cover, holy cannoli! I love it. This is fantastic. I love the little one hand Wolverine. It's fantastic. So good.
Yeah. So he lost his hand. The question in the chat from Free Keys is how did he lose his hand? He lost his hand when he took Cyclops' eye.
Yep.
They traded a hand for an eye. It was amazing. Oh my god. Ugh, I love Age of Apocalypse. It was so good.
It was.
Cemented my love for alternate worlds and alternate universes. Absolutely, really got my creative juices going. And Joe Madureira is back on an X-Men book. All is good with the world. I can sleep nice and warm and cuddly tonight because Joe Mad is back on a Marvel book, specifically the X-Men. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
It feels right.
Yeah. So I'll be honest with you, man. I picked up the book, I gave it a read, and it was it was okay. Like I enjoyed it, man. One thing that really stood out to me for this one though is Simone Di Meo's art, dude. The artwork is just absolutely amazing. Joe Mad on Wolverine, like you said, yes, I'm so happy to see this. Look, Joe Mad is obviously notorious for everything he's done with X-Men, especially in like the 300s, right? It was around that time frame, and I don't know if you guys knew this. He also did like Gargoyles 1. That Gargoyles 1 cover. Yeah, dude, I love that book so much. But anyways, let's not go down that rabbit hole. But Joe Mad, this cover has to be one of my favorite Joe Mad covers. And I think that speaks volumes because he has put out some absolute bangers throughout all the years, and this one is just stunning. It really, really is an amazing cover by Joe Mad, and I love it.
And look at the detail. You guys know that I'm a stickler for details when it comes to characters on comics, right? Especially the covers. But look at the detail. You have the claws starting at the same plane, right? But the cutoff hand is higher because the claws are able to extract further, and then that same arm is raised at the elbow because it's shorter than his other arm with a hand on it. I mean, come higher. Thank you. You guys knew what I was trying to say. The proportions are right. This is the kind of thing that Joe Mad brings to comics with that colorful pop line art style. Chef's kiss. This is beautiful. I dig it. Give me more Jad and more Joe Mad in my life.
Those are very insane details that you are pointing out, Chris, and props to you for pointing that out, because by no means would I have ever caught that by any.
I officially do not believe that I appreciate comic art enough now. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, I know. But like hearing Chris talk about the art like that, I kind of feel like, man, I'm slacking. I must be not paying attention. But yeah,
I can't draw a straight line or a circle to save my life. But I know the art that I like. This is the art that I like.
Yeah. Dude, my stickmen look overweight and like I can't do a proper stickman. You know what I mean? But anyways, X-Men of Apocalypse Alpha number 1, the Joe Mad Virgin 1 in 50 ratio, coming in at number 11 this week on the runners up. And although we didn't bring you guys the entire top 10 list because you saw exactly what happened with the top 10 this week, we are still going to talk about number 10, and this would have been technically number 1 had Red Hood not even existed this week, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So obviously we know the news cycle was dominated by what happened, with Charlie Kirk, and the news that surrounded that, the fallout from that, and what was happening as a result. But we did have the anniversary of September 11th, and back in 2001, Marvel struggled with how to represent something that happened in real world New York when the character Spider-Man represented Marvel New York, and this is what they came up with.
Yeah.
Inside are a bunch of loving tributes, and this all black cover to represent, in memoriam of. This is the kind of book that pops up every September 11th. You also see on the aftermarket Washington Post and New York Times issues of the September 11th and 12th events that happened. Those sell. This sells. This is something that reoccurs every year.
Yep.
So that's why you see it on the top 10, because you see these exchange hands most often during this time of year because it's topical, right? And I think that kind of just summarizes it, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this this book came out not long after September 11th, and there was kind of a mixed reaction to it, if I remember correctly. Just because everything was still very fresh. I know that I don't actually have this book in my collection, but I know that there's not much in the way of words on the inside of it, and it is definitely a piece of kind of comic book history, and one, like Chris, like you said, that we do see pop up fairly frequently around this time of year. Definitely one that that I would say at the time was sort of divisive, but I think in retrospect, a lot of people, I have seen stories of people who have said that this sort of helped at the time. It kind of helped give them a little bit of a sense of, I don't know, calm after everything.
That's very true. Yeah. So, Travis, I don't know where in the States you are, but out here in Maryland, the Pentagon was one of the targets. So there's a lot of people who really struggled with, the impacts of what happened that day. And a lot of New Yorkers obviously went through it too. And we're not that far away from New York, just maybe a few hours drive. I've purchased collections before from people where they will dig through their boxes, find their copy of Spider-Man 36, set it aside, and say, "This is the only one that I'm keeping."
Yeah,
and it's happened multiple times in collections that I've bought since I've lived out here in Maryland in the last 6 years. This is one of those books that if you lived through it and it touched your life, you just don't sell.
Yep.
So yeah, this is one of those instances.
Kind of to come full circle on everything that's happened within this week on the aftermarket, etc. This would have been number 1, and when we get close to the anniversary, it's 24 years since September 11th happened. Next year is going to be 25 years, and it's crazy how time absolutely flies. But I was talking about this last night on my show, and I was saying how when I look at this book, I too, although I'm Canadian, I remember exactly where I was when that happened. When the news broke, it was felt all around, man, even outside of the United States. I remember being in school. We got let go from school, sent home. And that moment when I walked through the door, my mom was looking at me sitting on the couch in tears because she was just happy to see I was home. Now, what I love about this book, as opposed to a book with controversies such as Red Hood, you take this book, you open it up, and you see exactly what Spider-Man went through in that moment, and how well written this was. I gotta say, man, Izzy, I agree with you at 100% when you said that JR did an amazing job. He complete masterpiece with this. I think this is one of those books that will stand the test of times. And when it comes to controversy and things that have happened in the real world, this is definitely a book that a lot of people could resonate with. And this is the type of book that would stand the test of time, as opposed to what I'm seeing at the moment with the top 10. That is my take, of course.
Yeah, I think you're right. It resonates. This is it's interesting. We see the Red Hood book, which is selling because of controversy.
Yeah.
And is most likely not going to be something that's remembered a year or two from now. Whereas this book happened because of tragedy and had its fair share of controversy, just because people were struggling with how to deal with what happened on September 11th.
Yep.
You have two different these are two opposites reasons why a book is important due to controversy.
Yeah.
And this is the type of memorandum that I would prefer to collect.
Absolutely.
I would much rather have this to remember the impact of September 11th had on my life than a copy of Red Hood #1, because in my mind, Red Hood #1 has nothing to do with what happened to Charlie Kirk.
No.
In my mind, Red Hood has everything to do with a writer not knowing when to keep their opinions to themselves.
Yep.
And not reading the room and not being aware of the way that their words were going to be taken.
Exactly. And another amazing thing that I learned last night when talking about this book, man, it was awesome to see how the chat came together. And I was learning that even some people in my chat were first responders on September 11th. And that shout out to my brother Love for Comics, who always tunes in and always supports the channel. He does amazing things. If you're not following him, please do so. But again, it was just awesome to see that how, this book, the stories come out, man, and it gets people talking, man, and it gets people back to that moment. And it really is, like CovrPrice said, a lens. Spider-Man was a perfect lens for what people were feeling on that day and everything else surrounding that. So this is an amazing book. Love this. Love seeing this. Amazing Spider-Man issue 36 coming in at number 10, possibly would have been #1 on this week's top 10 list. I know, guys. I know it's not a top 10, but it's a top 10. You know how this works, guys. We had been given a very interesting hand to deal out for you tonight, and this is how it rolled. So
you guys got a top 20 show.
Pretty much, yeah.
Hour, 20 minutes. You got bonus show. What do you want? If you're not happy, I'll give you your money back.
No. Well, no, we got some good coin for you guys.
We have McRibs to buy, Chris.
Don't take McRibs away from Travis.
Dana says Brooklyn is happy. I know he doesn't want his money back, so we're fine.
Yeah, but before we go around the horn, guys, I want to remind you all, this is the new schedule. That's right. So every Monday, the top 10 show is going to be going live at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And, of course, on Tuesdays, tomorrow, don't forget, we're going to be back bringing you a new Comic Book Day show where we're going to go through some of the books that are coming out this week. And then on Wednesday, we've got Comics Covered with Matt and John, who are going to be chatting with David Nakayama this week. And then on Thursday, we wrap up the entire week with the Shakers. We got Laura, we got Gabe, we got Marty, we've got Chris. So you're in for a good time every week. We're almost filling up an entire week of content just for you guys talking comics. So join us, hit the like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and we look forward to kicking it with you. But Chris, send us home, baby. Talk.
Hey, we got through the hard discussion without anybody getting canceled or fired. So yay us. Good job, everybody. Good job, chat. Good job, people watching on after the show and leaving comments. I know that this week was weird. maybe next week will be normal. So let's see. Just take things one day at a time. Remember, buy what you want. Don't react to the market. Okay? All right.
There you go.
Important thing. And by all means, if you guys want to hit me up, you can hit me up at Dr. Yo-Yo on Instagram, and that's the best way to find me.
Awesome, man. So yes, make sure you do that. Go check him out. Great books as well on eBay, by the way. But of course, Travis, take it away.
This is great, guys. I mean, first episode. This is awesome. This is a good time. Thank you guys for hanging out with me a little bit, and thank you, chat, for being awesome as you always are. Look, this is always fun for me. This is a great way to spend my evenings as I wind down here in the great state of North Carolina. So you can reach out to me on Instagram. I am very friendly, and will be happy to chat with you. So hit me up at Trek Wars Comics. Just take Star Trek and Star Wars and take the stars out and then put comics at the end of it, and you're good. So there you go. So yeah, thanks. Love it. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Thank you guys for being here. Of course, shout out to the chat, and even Cover Price themselves is in the chat, and I'm learning right now I'm speaking to Nakayama, so I'm excited about that. Thank you very much, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing, so definitely looking forward to that. But, guys, we won't leave you with too much time to miss us, because we'll be back tomorrow, so make sure to tune in, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Have yourselves a great rest of the evening. Go enjoy. Is Monday Night Football still going? Travis? No.
I don't know. 50-50. Probably not, though. It's late. I don't know. Maybe not.
It is what it is. All right. We'll see you guys. Adios.
Bye.